What I'm excited about is creating a narrative and characters with voices that people around the world can relate to. Fundamentally, it doesn't matter if you've got great-looking characters, if you don't actually care about them and engage with them and connect with their journey and want to root for them, then you failed.
In combination with Skybound, it's all about giving the creators of the story a big canvas to be able to tell bigger, better, more exciting, interconnected stories.
Just a couple of months ago, we had our first Summoner's War Writers' Room.
And we brought in specialists who wrote graphic novels and wrote television and wrote feature films, and talked with them and worked with them and spitballed the ideas and really kind of came to a place where we said, okay, now we have a whole universe, and we know how that universe fits on a timeline, but more than that, we know where there's good stories to tell in each of these individual mediums.
In the case of Summoner's War, these characters have all lived in the game but have never spoken before.
So you kind of have to get to the core of what makes this Summoner's War unique, what they love about it, hold on to that.
The game is actually incredibly thematically rich. So we saw it was both a hero's journey game, a story about people part of a team and loyalty. There were all these intimate, thematic threads that resonated with us, and we're like, the combination of this deeply personal story in this giant world made us really excited.
When we adapted Angry Birds, we were very strategic. There was a huge universe of characters from which we identified a core group. We spent a lot of time dimensionalizing them, and that worked. And so we took the same approach when it came to Summoner's War.
Looking at the different art styles and kind of tying it in with what I already know about the history and background of these characters, it's a good experience. It's a fun experience.
In a game where you're basically the character, we're seeing the gameplay through your point of view, you look for ways in that include things like key characters, key NPCs that you might be interacting with.
Undoubtedly, we are looking at an ensemble cast of characters. I would love to see that we can continue to expand those characters and dig in and out of various storylines.
So we had Durand and we had Elheil, which were two main characters that we could look at.
Durand pretty much had to be part of the picture because when you play the game, he's the person that you aspire to be. He's the person that sees some potential in you. So it's a natural progression for people who have played the game to be brought into the world with Durand. And then also Durand's character, that kind of brash, confident, but also successful summoner, is a good entry point into the world.
We really talked about, okay, what is the moment of how does a summoner summon a monster? What's the relationship between them? And how do you kind of boil it down to a signature visual moment? We really kind of put a lot of thought into that.
To me, all creativity is emotion. You have to start from what is going to be emotionally impactful to that player, to that viewer, to that reader. You have to start there. The evolution of how monsters relate to the summoners, now the summoners relate to the monsters, really sits at the core of the property. Some summoners treat their monsters with respect. They build lifelong relationships with those monsters, and there's a trust bond that develops between monster and summoner. Other summoners might look at those monsters as being almost like an asset or a weapon.
Every day for me, it's like, what's going to be next? What's going to be new? And that really is it's exciting.